Ropp Star Gang, what up? What up? Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. The chat's already blowing up. Jadarius is in here saying hell no about this trade. We're gonna talk more about it, man. Don't go too crazy with it. Don't go too crazy with it. But one can dream. Marcos Cash is in here. He already knows what to do. Okay, live goal today. Wherever you're watching, whether you're on Twitch, whether you're on TikTok, whether you're on Twitter and YouTube, do me a favor, make sure you smash that like button. 50 likes, that is the live goal. I want 50 likes or more. If you want to go further, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you click the post notifications bell so you don't miss out on any new content. And also, follow me on all of my social media. Feel free to join the Discord, become a member today, because again, memberships will be happening every single end of the month, though. We will be doing a giveaway. I will be doing a giveaway for my members. All right. So all of the members, become a member today. All right. Or everybody in here become a member today. But if you're watching on the other platforms, come on over to the YouTube channel. That's the best way you can show your support. We got Raw Walk in the building. We got Day One Panthers fan, Eric Blair, Mad Chatter, and Randall Griffin, who is a member. So we got plenty of people in here, man. Lots of people. The chat's already blown up. We've got over 30 people in here watching. So appreciate everyone joining the live stream. As you can see, the title today is the Carolina Panthers to trade for Brandon Aiyuk. All right. So first off, we just need to take a breather here for when I say this, we're going to dive right into it. Okay. We're going to dive right into it. We're going to talk more about it though. Don't worry. We're going to talk more about it. All right. So let's move on. All right. Let's get right into it. Y'all know what to do. Live goal, 50 likes. Stefon Gilmore scoop. So Stefon Gilmore just came out. Recently, this whole saga continues with this whole Stefon Gilmore thing. The former Carolina Panthers quarterback he is navigating with really just uncertainty, right, surrounding the league as a free agent while training camps are gearing up. I mean, this guy is a two-time first-team All-Pro, 2019 Defensive Player of the Year, is still without a team. Now, apparently, NFL insider Justina Anderson caught up with him in a recent interview and basically on Tuesday afternoon. And here's what Stefon Gilmore had to say. There's still some top-notch corners and safeties out there like Justin Simmons and myself that haven't been signed yet. Honestly, I'm staying patient and wait and ready until teams figure out what they have during training camp. But seriously, you're telling me there are 64 starting corners better than me in this league? He says, no way. If teams want to win, they need to sign the best players. I know I'm still a starter in this league. I started games last year, but the season doesn't kick off until September, so we got time. So obviously the rumors have been swirling around the Carolina Panthers between Stefon Gilmore and us this offseason. Obviously a Rock Hill native. Obviously having Jadeveon Clowney come in. He's been vocal about trying to get Stefon Gilmore here. Gilmore played here. He played at University of South Carolina. There's a lot of possibility that he could still come. Again, he's been keeping in touch with Gilmore. Clowney has, but again, we'll see. The Panthers initially brought Gilmore, if y'all don't remember, if Stefon Gilmore was here, obviously he has a jersey on, but for you Panthers fans that maybe don't remember, he was here in 2021. So despite playing in just 9 games, he still managed to snag his 5th career Pro Bowl, proving he's got plenty of gas left in the tank. So as we're trying to finalize our roster and other teams are for this upcoming season, Gilmore apparently seems to be waiting patiently. He's obviously confident confident, and he's still ready to prove that he still has it, right? Will he find a new home here in Carolina, or or will he go somewhere else? I think time will tell. But again, we know that there's been a lot of rumors around Gilmore coming here. Again, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Do I think Gilmore is going to make our cornerback room better? Yes, to a certain extent, depth-wise, right? Because of what did I say yesterday? My biggest concern for this team is the cornerback room. So, I mean, again, we still need depth there. We still need depth. I mean, we can't rely on J.C. Horn to stay healthy. And that's how I feel about it. Now, again, that shoulder, as What's Up Doug says, the shoulder, again, it doesn't, for how confident he sounds, he seems to be pretty confident enough that it's okay. Now, again, players are supposed to do that. They're supposed to market themselves. Again, I think it's that's another thing. I don't know how I feel about that shoulder, right? I feel like he could stay a lot on the field a lot longer than J.C. Horn can. I mean, he's older, but he seemed to be durable enough to stay on the field a lot longer. I'm just saying. So, again, I still think, you got to add to this corner room. If Stefon Gilmore is still available, I still say you try to give him a shot. But again, it's going to come all down to the financials. And then, of course, I mean, I think Gilmore also probably, if I was him, I wouldn't come here. I'd go to a contender. But again, we shall see. We shall see. Vietnam, we'll talk. Don't worry, man. I see your comment there. Don't worry. We're going to talk about it. All right. We're going to get to it. That's why there is the title plus more. Okay. It's where the title plus more comes into play. All right. Frankie Luvu effect. Right. The Frankie Luvu effect. There's been a big question mark, I feel like, hanging over our defense with the fact that I feel like we're going to miss this guy. Right. He packed his bags, went to Washington. He said he wanted to play for Dan Quinn. It kind of left a significant hole for me and for our defense, because I was a huge Frankie Luvu fan and I really, really wanted to keep him here. Now this guy's been an undrafted underdog ever since he came into the league. Started out at the Jets, came here. He's just turned himself into this defensive dynamo. And whether Evero had a part of that, because I kind of feel like Evero had a part of that with him. And I felt like Evero brought the best out of him, honestly. But that energy that he brought to the table just made me a favorite to him. I never bought his jersey. Unfortunately, I wish I would have, but again, he's not here. So far, he's just kind of been jumping around now. He's on his third team. But he wasn't just a player for me. He was a game changer. I felt like he was more of a game changer than Brian Burns, me personally. I mean, just the way he blitzes, he was about as fierce as a cat on a hot tin roof. Let's be honest. When you see him watch his tape, that boy's out of that backfield back there as a linebacker. But his leadership on and off the field, that's what was so valuable about him, right? You can't replace that part of him. Now, again, Jewell, we're going to allude to him here shortly. So when he decided to head to Washington, it really felt like I got punched in the gut, right, as a fan. But his departures, to me, you're losing more than just a talented linebacker. I kind of felt like he was part of this heart and soul of our defense with Derek Brown. So the Frankie Luvu effect was all about intensity and inspiration. He played every down like it was his last. The passion was infectious. His teammates, fed off his energy. His presence on the field was a constant reminder to give 110%. And replacing that is kind of fire. It kind of isn't fair, really. But how much are we really going to miss him? Well, you enter Josey Jewell. Now, don't sound the alarm just yet. The Panthers, they get Josey Jewell, who's kind of stepping in Luvu's shoes, right? Obviously, Jewell has been known for his savvy football IQ, robust tackling, brings a different kind of fire to the field, right? He might not have Luvu's flash, but he's got the substance, right? So to me, Jewell is like that reliable car you can always count on, right? To start up on a cold morning, like a Toyota Corolla, for example. So his consistency and ability to read the game are his biggest assets, right? That's what Evero brought him here for. Plus, of course, the continuity there. But he's not just a plug and play kind of guy. He's someone who can anchor this defense and keep things steady. Sure, he might not have the same highlight reel plays. He might not have this, the sideline, but his contributions, I still think, are going to be crucial. Now, there is going to be this adjustment period for him. There's always that adjustment period for when key players leave, right? So I think the Panthers will need to find a new rhythm, figure out how to replace Luvu's leadership and playmaking ability. This is where Evero earns his paycheck the most when it comes to these adjustment periods. He is tasked of molding this defense into this whole cohesive unit without its spark plug, right? So Josey Jewell potential, right? I think he has the potential to fill that void left by Luvu. Now, he's going to need time, all right? Time is money here, all right, to really mesh with the rest of our defense. He's already shown glimpses of being a solid replacement. His game sense and tackling, I think, can bring that ability to the linebacker core. Plus, his experience can help the younger players develop, and much like what Luvu did during his time. Now, I'm looking forward to seeing what Josey Jewell does heading into the season. Now, the absence of Luvu will be felt, I think, a little bit, right? But I think Jewell's stepping in. I hope that the defense won't miss a beat. I feel like Jewell's is steady, has great football IQ. He can anchor this defense, even if it lacks a bit of that spark, right? And, in the end, this football is a team sport. I think a lot of people kind of go away from that. So one player doesn't make or break a season. All right. That's not what I'm getting at here. But I think that we're going to need to rally around Josey Jewell and the rest of this defense to make up for the departures that we did have. Right. And I'm not just saying Frankie Luvu, but if we can capture even a bit of that Frankie Luvu effect, then we'll be in good shape. And who knows, maybe, just maybe, Jewell might just create a little effect of his own, right? So that's kind of where I'm getting at here. Yeah. Wait till you see Mr. Jewell. Right. I like Luvu. He was good at rushing, but he struggled in coverage and in stopping the run. We were last in stopping the run last year. Well, that's it. I mean, it also fits with the scheme. Josey does fit with the scheme perfectly. And of course, that familiarity. Talk nice now, Clay. I am. I was. It's still there, Shaq. Yep. My only knock on Luvu is missed tackles. Yep. Then another point, if you compare Luvu versus Jewell playing under Evero, you'll be surprised who had the better stats. And that's also true, Doug. I should have put his stats up there. But when you compare the two under Evero, actually Josey Jewell still has the better stats. Surprising, but it's true. It is true. It is true. Jake Delhomme came out, had his thoughts on Bryce Young and what he expects from him. I don't know if y'all heard about that. It was pretty interesting to me, honestly. So he expects to have this, and this is what he came out and said, this Geno Smith-like leap for Bryce Young, okay? Now, we all know Jake Delhomme knows all about comebacks, right? He, as the leader of the Cardiac Cats, right? He was famous for his late game heroics. He led the Panthers to a record of 17 comeback wins, if you didn't know that. So Delhomme embodied that never say die attitude that Sam Mills, brought to this team. So an undrafted NFL Europe product, Delhomme clawed his way into the NFL, brought success to our franchise. That never quite tasted it before, and later on down the road, we kind of got another taste of it again with Cam. But now he believes that this young quarterback we have right now is poised for this resurgence. And a lot of I think that word resurgence has been used so much lately this offseason. And of course, it's always been tied to the fact of Bryce Young. So, he had a chat with Zach Gelb on the Sirius XM radio, and I actually was listening to it at the time. So this is why I bring it up, because I have Sirius XM in my car, and I was listening to it. Zach Gelb, I think it's the Xfinity or the Finity network, but I know it's on the Sirius XM. Basically, he predicted a massive second-year leap for Bryce Young. Kind of what the quote he said was he felt extremely confident that he's going to use last year as a learning experience, right? Which I've been kind of preaching about. I feel like that's what it was. And if you've been around Bryce Young, and this is what Jake Delhomme was saying, at all, that his number one quarterback coming out of high school, he was a Heisman Trophy winner, Alabama quarterback, number one pick. He's seen a lot and has been in the spotlight since he was young. He doesn't get phased easily. That's one thing about Bryce. I truly believe you'll see a resurgence similar to what Geno Smith experienced in Seattle 2 years ago under Canales. So Jake Delhomme basically was saying that Dave Canales was hired, right? Well, he's not alluding to that, but really was saying, we all know that Dave Canales was hired to bring the Super Bowl here, right? That is the goal for every head coach, right? I mean, I'm not saying he's going to, but every head coach in the NFL is brought in to do what? Win, bring a championship, win a Super Bowl. That's their goal, right? So the key player who needs to step up for the big game trip, of course, is Bryce Young. So Canales has been praised all offseason, and I've been one of those content creators who has praised our new head coach a lot for his development being skills and his being able to resurrect these guys like Baker Mayfield and Geno Smith. So basically, Delhomme believes the next project is Bryce Young, and he thinks that it's going to be a home run. So as we look ahead, I feel like if Young follows the path of the Geno Smith comeback, what a ride that could be, right? I like Jake Delhomme's optimism. Yet again, I need to see it for my own eyes. I need to see it for my own eyes. Is the outlaw. Yeah. 22 people watching on 18 likes. Y'all pound that like button. Show your support. I agree with Jake the Snake. Jake the Snake. I love it. Turbo Duran. No way Brandon Aiyuk wants to play for the sorry Panthers. Yeah, well. If the money, hey, Turbo Duran, money talks, man. Money talks. Doesn't matter about sorriness or not. When you've got an owner that, has all the money in the world, sometimes that's all it takes. Yeah, I do think Bryce take a leap this year. How big of a leap? We don't know yet. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's the way I see it. That's the way I see it. It sounds like to me, Turbo, if you've actually been following, the Brandon Aiyuk saga, sounds like it's a money problem, not a value problem. It's more of somebody wants more money. So, trust me, he'll play if someone gives him the contract he's looking for. Broski Bear, I have unblocked you, my friend. I want all the smoke because I want Bears fans. I want all NFL fans in here. So You control all you want, man. I'm just going to look at your comments and let them pass on by. Now, will the offensive line shake up to protect Bryce Young? That is the question. That is a good question. Because we're getting ready for training camp. And I want to break. This is one thing I wanted to break down. We kind of broke it down on Doug's channel the other night, on Monday night, when we did the whole panel thing. But, I really didn't get to get really in depth, right? Because, when you do those panels, you only get to say so much. But I love doing them because you get to hear the different, you get to hear everybody's opinion, right? And it's different. So that's why I love doing the panels. But again, I didn't really get to answer this question and really dive deep into it, right? So last season, this offensive line gave up a whopping of 65 sacks in 17 games, the second most in the NFL, right? Bryce Young was sacked 62 times, losing a league-leading 47. Actually, if you add up all the sacks, the total yards that he lost in those 62 sacks was a total of 477 yards. So if this new front office in place with Dan Morgan sprang into action to bolster the protection around his quarterback, the first on the list here is that what? Turbo Duran. What's your problem? Your girlfriend didn't give you none last night. That's why you're grumpy. I'm just speaking facts, dude. And Turbo Duran, I don't think, if you take that as rude or disrespectful for what I said, okay. And I'm the bad person, right? My girlfriend didn't give me none. Okay. Oh Lord. I tell you what, man, we got some soft ass pussies in here. Just like Broski Bear and Turbo Duran. So just to let y'all know that. So there's your disrespect, Turbo Duran. But I can speak facts too, Turbo. Anyways, so obviously our GM sprang into action and wanted to bolster up to protect their quarterback. Also, real quick, mods, if we got any people in here y'all just want to get rid of, like Marcos Cash, whoever else is in here as a mod, just go ahead, handle it. I'm not going to handle it anymore, but just because I want to focus on the stream. So mods, y'all handle it. So first on the list, Panthers signed Damian Lewis, Robert Hunt. They strengthen the interior line. They go out, they spend this money to shore up the guard positions, right? Lewis has the history with Dave Canales from the Seattle Days, signed for, $53 million to handle that left side. So with these spots locked down, the team moved Austin Corbett, last season's right guard, to center to replace the Bradley Bozeman. Now, Brady Christensen, last year's left guard, got bumped down the depth chart to provide that versatility backup across all positions. Then at left tackle, you got Ike Ekwonu, who has struggled in his second year and is going to be getting extra attention from the offensive line coach, right? So right tackle Taylor Moton will hold down his usual spot. That the hope is that this mix of familiar faces at the tackles, new blood in the middle, experienced coaching will solve last season pass protection, right? So when we look at the projected starters, obviously you got three of them right there. Sorry, that's Nishman. But you got Ike Ekwonu, you got Damian Lewis, you got Austin Corbett right at the center, you got Robert Hunt at right guard, and then you got Taylor Moton at right tackle. So Ekwonu, Moton, Corbett are the returning starters. They're under pressure to perform with this new staff. I would say that these guys, those three, are under pressure. Lewis and Hunt are on big contracts, and they have to prove their worth quickly. So when we look at the backups, you got Christensen and Josh Nijman, right? Christensen's the ultimate utility lineman, having played nearly every position in 3 years with the Panthers. Nijman paid well to be a main backup at tackle, and then could challenge Ekwonu or Moton if they falter, right? The problem is we do have some competition, but really, I honestly don't believe we have much competition, because when you look at these names and you hear them, when you hear them call them out, you got Cade Mays, Chandler Zavala, J.D. DiRenzo, Ricky Lee, Nash Jensen, Andrew Raym. You got Jeremiah Crawford. You got Christian Duffy. You got Badara. I don't even know how to pronounce his last name. I have never heard of him until I really dived deep into this depth chart. But this is a young group, right? Mays, like Christensen, can play all 5 positions, but really hasn't been that great. Zavala's coming off a terrible rookie year and might be the worst guard in this depth chart. He probably is going to end up being a cut candidate or move down to practice squad anyways. But these guys have to impress. Now, when you look at guys like Ricky Lee, J.D. DiRenzo, Nash Jensen, you can say that they may have showed some potential last year, but we're going to have to look on building off of that. Now, what I'm looking for, though, with this offensive line is that I have to watch Ike Ekwonu, right? I have to watch Ike Ekwonu and see what he does in camp. If I'm watching anybody in this camp, or I'm looking to scout out during this camp on our roster, Ekwonu is the guy I'm watching, because he is the most important position. Now, a lot of people believe the center position is the most important because it kind of just keeps the whole offensive line whole. At the same time, I also feel like the left tackle is just as important, if not maybe more, because he is your quarterback's blind side. And Ekwonu last season had a rough. Nothing went right last year. So he'll now have his second offensive line coach in 3 years, right? You got Joe Gilbert, who's developed several tackles in his time with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and will try to bring out the best in Ekwonu. Now, with a new line mate in Lewis, Ekwonu should feel more secure in this pass protection duties, and also with the wide zone scheme, how it's going to run, the ball is going to be more in the running back hands anyways, right? Because of the wide zone scheme and how it works out. And we've heard since the beginning of the year that Dave Canales is going to run the ball heavily here. So, though he's always been a stellar run blocker, protecting Bryce Young, that's his job. That is the main priority, right? This whole offensive line's main priority is to do that, but also open up the run lanes for sure. But your quarterback has to stay upright. So this season's going to be crucial for him. If Ekwonu can handle the tackle position, and if he can't handle the tackle position, I should say, then his future is in jeopardy. His evaluation starts this summer. Now, when the pads come on in Charlotte during training camp, that's when I want to evaluate him. So if you're watching anybody on this offensive line, I would suggest you guys keep your eyes on Ike Ekwonu, right? So will these big money moves, these strategic shifts, keep Bryce Young upright? Again, it's the same thing every single year when a new season starts in the NFL for every single team, I think. Only time will tell. A lot of practice will tell. But for us Panthers, we're certainly betting big on the fact that we revamped this offensive line to pave the way for our young quarterback. So, again, will the O-line shake up, protect Bryce Young? That's the question that really can't be answered until, again, we see it on the field, right? Everything during the offseason should be, we shall see. We shall see. Nah, I'm not soft, man, but I'm just saying. I'd rather my mods just handle you so I don't have to deal with it. I have defended my position, but you just say stupid shit, broski, and you don't have any facts to back your shit up. Yeah, I agree. A lot of these dudes are soft. They need to pull their skirts down. Y'all, he takes time out of his day to bring us content, yet y'all sit up here and just be disrespect. And that's exactly what it is against all odds. That's exactly what it is. See, I wouldn't be disrespectful to you guys like Broski Bear and Turbo Durant if they actually came in here and had facts and actually just didn't be a bunch of fucking trolls, right? A bunch of keyboard warriors is what you're called. A bunch of keyboard warriors. All right. I come up here and show my face and I take out of the time out of my day to create content. What do? You sit behind a keyboard. So, and be disrespectful. That's what you are. You're a keyboard warrior. Marcos, thank you so much for the membership. Did you re-up? Oh, you gifted one membership. Nice. Appreciate that. Appreciate you gifting a membership. I appreciate that. So shout out to you.
Another one. Another one. Another one.
Shout out to Marcos Cash with that gifted membership.
And his name is John C. And his name is John C.
That's not facts. You're just naming the fact that he's 6'3", he's 220 pounds. And then you just say strong arm. The only facts that you gave me in that one sentence, Broski Bear, was 6'3" and 220 pounds. That's all you got. Leave Broski Bear in there, though. What's good, Robstar? Great show today, my friend. Appreciate that. Turbo Panthers suck. Panthers fans are all later, y'all. I just laugh at that shit now. I gotta laugh at that. I gotta laugh at that. Like, subscribe, share the stream. Appreciate that, Antonio. Neo, what's up, man? Remember to pound that like button. $2 dono, too. Damn, Marcos. You don't have to do all that. Relax.
Because I'm a stud. I'm ballsy. I don't take no shit from anyone. Because I'm a stud. I'm ballsy. I don't take no shit from anyone.
Get him, Clay. People such a loyal space marine. Interesting. 5 9. Broski Bear. All I can do now at this point is just laugh. I can't do nothing else anymore. I'm just gonna laugh. I'm gonna love all my, you know what? Like I said, I want all the smoke from the keyboard warriors. I'm gonna make a shirt for all my trolls, and I'll just give them to them for free. Call them keyboard warriors. I know. That's what one thing I don't understand, Marcos, with him. Turbo Duran's wearing, I'm pretty sure he's wearing something Carolina colors, and he says, I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, here we go. So this is the main topic, and this one's going to take probably the rest of the live stream. Obviously, we got 44 people watching. I got to start being, I got to start turning the other cheek, man. I got to start being godly, over here. I'm trying to not let Broski Bear and stuff like that. But again, I'm just going to turn the other cheek on that. So should the Panthers trade for Brandon Aiyuk? That's the question, right? I know title of this live stream is, the Carolina Panthers trade for Brandon Aiyuk. Now, really the question should be, should the Panthers trade for Brandon Aiyuk? That is the question. And I think that when it comes to trading Brandon Aiyuk, it's interesting because we're in the middle of this rebuild, right? There's been a buzz around the league, and is that they might be they could be eyeing a guy like Brandon Aiyuk. Really, right now, it seems like it's narrowed down really to the Commanders and the Steelers. But I've also heard that the Buffalo Bills are actually involved, have contacted him, which that does make a lot of sense due to the fact that the Buffalo Bills, they have Curtis Samuel, they got Shakir, they got Coleman out of the draft. So really, they probably could use an extra target there for Josh Allen. But you bring in a guy who's a dynamic wide receiver like Brandon Aiyuk, right? He's looking for that new deal, that new home. The thing is, could the Panthers pull off this trade? They could. How could they pull off the trade? Well, there's different scenarios that I've looked into. Now, you could do a draft pick special for him, right? You could go and trade maybe your second round pick for the upcoming draft and your future second round pick. That's one trade scenario, right? We have a stockpile of draft picks for next year, thanks to some savvy moves that we made this offseason. But offering 2 second round picks might get obviously the 49ers interested. I don't know if that would actually secure a future asset in getting a guy like Brandon Aiyuk. Another thing you could do is a player swap. Second round pick this year, maybe something like Terrace Marshall Jr. and maybe an extra fourth round, like an extra pick of the future, right? And maybe make that future pick like a 4th or 5th round, right? When those kinds of deals, you give the 49ers a young receiver for Terrace Marshall to fill that Aiyuk spot. You add the second round pick in, you get that conditional pick to kind of sweeten that deal for the 49ers. Then, of course, a blockbuster, which would be like Brandon Aiyuk, we give them a second round pick, a future third, and Jonathan Mingo, right? This is the go big or go home kind of offer, I would say, right? The 49ers get a couple solid picks. You get a promising rookie wide receiver, or I guess you could say sophomore wide receiver, Jonathan Mingo. But that's a hefty price. But Aiyuk's talent might justify it. So, again, should they trade for Brandon Aiyuk? That's the $1 million question here. I would say there's some pros and cons to that, right? We'll go over the pros real quick. The pros, you get an immediate impact in a guy like Aiyuk. He's a proven talent. Speed, hands, can stretch the field. You pair him with Bryce Young, we'll get Panthers a dynamic trio, really, right? With Johnson, Leggett, and Aiyuk, right? That would cause a lot of disruption to defenses, right? Offensive firepower, right? We need that spark. Aiyuk could be that explosive playmaker who could turn close games into wins. He's that kind of receiver who can take a slant to the house or make a jaw-dropping catch in traffic. Another thing is he's youth and potential. He's only 25. He's just entering his prime. He's got several production years ahead of him. He could grow alongside this young core. Now, the cons, I will say there is cons here. There's cons to everything. The cost. You trade for Aiyuk, it ain't going to be cheap, right? I mentioned a couple trades. Now, the Panthers would have to part with the valuable draft capital and possible young talent. Is one player worth that much, especially in a rebuild? I would probably say I would lean on the no side, right? Aiyuk wants to get paid. So contract demands is another thing. That's another con. After trading for him, the Panthers would need to negotiate a hefty contract extension. So committing big money to one guy, would limit flexibility elsewhere. And then you got to think about the fit. That's another con. There's always a chance that Aiyuk, a guy like Aiyuk, wouldn't mesh well here. in this system or coaching staff. That's a gamble. That's part of the NFL. Gambles in the NFL don't always pay off. So, my final answer is to this question. If the Panthers are serious about accelerating their rebuild and giving Bryce Young the tools to succeed, one might consider yes, right? Aiyuk's talent is undeniable, right? He could transform this offense. However, you have to be cautious about that price. Overpaying draft picks or future financial commitment hampers long-term growth, whether you believe that or not. Ultimately, for me, it's a high-risk, high-reward scenario. So if Panthers believe Aiyuk is the missing piece to this offense for some reason, and they can manage the financials, pulling the trigger on a trade could pay off big time. Now, if they're unsure, it might be wise to develop the existing talent like the Mingos of the world and, of course, Harris Marshall, and keeping your draft picks here. So I would say, in my opinion, let's stay away. I say let's stay away. Now, again, I gave you some trade scenarios there, but again, I just don't know. Oh, God. Broski Bear is going after everyone now. Broski Bear's like, I've got Broski Bear on everybody going at it. What did I start? Do we have Cat for Aiyuk? Well, that's what I was saying, Mike. We don't. Oh, my Lord. Good Lord. How many people we got watching? We got 45 people total watching. So the 22 people that are watching on Twitter, do me a favor, come on over to the YouTube channel. Make sure you pound the like button, hit the subscribe button. Those are the two things that you can do to best support my channel. I appreciate everyone in here today. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Even Broski Bear and Turbo, my trolls in the chat over here on the YouTube channel. I still appreciate you guys. Whether you believe that or not. I'm just laughing now at this point. Oh, gosh. Good Lord, the chat's going off. Broski, you're getting under everybody's skin. You're getting under everybody's skin now, my friend. Marcos goes, you didn't answer me, broski. Oh, Lord. It is what it is. Let's see how many likes we got. 30 likes. Holy smokes. 20 more likes, guys. 20 more likes away from our goal. 20 more likes away from our goal. Against all odds says he's not getting under my skin. I laugh at emotional people. Yeah, I've kind of alluded to that. I've kind of tried to let that go here. That's why I unblocked everyone that was trolling a while back, so they could just, if they feel that they need to get it out, just let them get it out. You know what I mean? Maybe it's like therapy for them. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It is what it is. We will let the football do the football talking, right? At the end of the day, that's what we'll do. We'll watch these teams perform and see what happens. Maybe, so by the way, guys, before I hop off of here, trolls, views, and comments, right? It benefits me, Mike. It does. Broski Bear commenting, Turbo commenting, all these Bears and 49ers fans that have come in my chat lately. it benefits me. They come in my chat and they chat it up. It helps. They just don't realize that, which is fine. I don't care. But guys, so real quick, I got to give a quick shout out to Roundtable Sports. I have to bring this up real quick because I'm promoting this to you guys to come along. Now you're getting it, Clay. Broski, I said I appreciate my trolls. So I'm just gonna let you guys. That's what you're here to do. I'm gonna let you troll. Here it is. So guys, don't forget again to do me that quick favor. Go over to Roundtable Sports. I just signed off with them to do a weekly NFL show, but also their NFC South Roundtable, where I will be doing, of course, debating with these three gentlemen, right? It's going to be crazy. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be wild. It's going to be in your face. So the NFC South Roundtable, and then, of course, you have Roundtable Sports, so go check them out. Just signed a deal with them and going to be doing a lot of content with them coming up. So make sure you go check them out. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. And of course, if you want to subscribe to these other channels, they've got, whether you're a Bears fan, for example, Broski Bear, whether a Bears fan, Broski, for example, you're a Bears fan, you should go and check out the NFC North Roundtable. You should go check it out. They have their content creators are the Dion, the Basarski Productions, One Bar, and Lapukas Show, and Just Another Year Chicago. All right. So they got them in there. AFC South, they've got another one. So Eddie Jaguars, Colts, of course, you got the Titans, and then, of course, the 713 Houston Sports. They're over there as well. We got the NFC West. So, again, if you're a 49ers fan, you got Norb Cam. You got Jake Ellenbogen. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing these guys' names right. Last Second Sports and Arizona Sports fan. You can go over there and check that out. Of course, NFC East Roundtable. You got that as well. You've got the Philly Talk Sports, CFO Sports, Rio Robinson, and Kid Blue. And then you got the AFC North, of course. Looks like they got Bobby Baltimore, Cincinnati, and Chef Zay. And I think they have one more person that they just haven't added in there for that division. And then, of course, the AFC West, you've got KC Sports Report, NFL Mike, OLV Raiders Network, and then Sports Talk Denver. So, again, got all the divisions. You got a content creator for each team in the NFL. And then, of course, Roundtable Sports will be doing their own NFL show. So, I just signed on with them. And, again, there you go. NFC South Roundtable. As you can see, I am right there. So make sure you go and subscribe to that channel as well. All right. Don't forget to join the Discord, guys. Make sure you pound the like button, hit the subscribe button. It doesn't look like we hit our goal to 50 likes yet, but I would love to get this up to 50 likes. That should be our goal every single day, 50 likes. And once we consistently start hitting 50 likes, we're going to boost it up to 100. All right. When's the first live, Marcos? The first live, I think. I will announce that. I'll let you know. I'll put it in the Discord, and of course, I'll put it in the community chat for the channel. And I'll have to figure it out. I want to say it's next Thursday, but I could be wrong. All All right, so I'll let you know. They're still working out the kinks and all this stuff. Like there's a bunch of stuff going on in the background that we're trying to work out. So not with me, but just like everybody, like all the group. Like we literally just had a meeting for Roundtable Sports like last week, and it was like all of us, like every content creator, kind of just going over how everything's gonna work. So, but they did send out an invite. It was supposed to be for Tuesday, but I think that was just them testing. So for the show, but we're gonna put it all together here soon. So again, appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Make sure you pound the like button. Become a member today. You know what I'm gonna do at the end of the month? I think I decided what I'm gonna do for the giveaway for the end of the month. I'm gonna do, if you are an Xbox fan or a PS5 fan, whichever one you are, maybe I'll do a Madden or NCAA giveaway, right? Because you can pre-order the Madden game now, but also the NCAA is huge right now. So maybe we'll do an NCAA giveaway because, which who doesn't want a free NCAA if you haven't already bought it? But again, so appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Make sure you pound the like button, hit the subscribe button, join the Discord, follow me on all of my social media. I'm very active on TikTok and Twitter. Instagram's more of my personal life, but if you want to follow me there, you can. I'm gonna start posting more content on Instagram though. So appreciate you guys. All right. I'm gonna hop off of here. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. And I'm out. Peace.